Alright, what's up? It's my first live stream as, just the DDV show. Now me and Fury, we did a live stream last Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Well, we did a live stream and I am so fucking sorry. I am so fucking sorry for that live stream. You couldn't hear a fucking thing. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Let me get Dustin on here. Oh, Dustin's already on here. Sweet. Okay. At least I think that's Dustin, whoever the hell you are, comment. But no, I am so, let me re-say that. I am so fucking sorry for the live stream Saturday because you could not hear a fucking thing. And I tried watching it over with Fury a little later, and I just, no, I couldn't do it. I could not fucking do it. So I'm playing a little bit of GTA while I'm just sitting here talking. That was Dustin. Fuck yeah, how you doing? I laugh about the live stream that me and Fury did. Like, it was so fucking stupid. Like, okay, like, the Uno games were great. Dustin, you would know. The Uno games were great, but you couldn't hear a fucking thing. And oh my god, it pissed me off. Like, you could hear slight... Like, if you had earphones... Totally. They're earphones. I mean, I guess they would be. But anyways, if you had earphones, you could hear it a lot better. And all that. But it just sucked ass. It was so bad. So this is just me chilling. I'm gonna be talking, playing GTA 5. I don't care what you say. I'm playing it on PS3. I don't care. Your PS3 fucking sucks, bro. The GTA on PS3 sucks. No, it doesn't. Shut the fuck up. I've heard a lot of people do that shit. Be like, fucking GTA on PS3 sucks ass. Well, fucking shut up, douche noodle. Fucking swear to God, there was this one dude that I was talking to named Daniel, and it made me think of, I don't know if y'all know this, but Kamikaze Games, he does like NASCAR, he does like NASCAR videos, and he reviews the weekend and stuff like that. So he reviews the weekends, every week. I'm sorry that I missed the Vegas, my Vegas reaction. I was gonna do that live, but I had complications and issues. I mean, I'm glad I didn't do it live because that was just a 3-hour. Like, my guy Harvick won, so I was good about that. But other than that, it was just 3 hours of nothing. Like, Kurt got into a wreck and I was a little pissed. Chase was with him. That added on my aggression. Nothing happened. Johnson broke his streak of wrecking, so I guess that's alright for him. Not quite giving a shit on that, but whatever. I hope this week... Where are we going this week? Dustin, where are we going this week? I think... Let's see, normally after Vegas, it's California, isn't it? We're going to Auto Club? I think it's California. Not sure. It might be Auto Club. We went to Atlanta, Vegas, and it should be Auto Club. If not, it's probably fucking Phoenix or something. They made changes to the schedule this year, but I'm not fucking sure exactly what all was changed. I know they're racing the Charlotte Road Course. I'm excited about that. I'm excited for a lot of things this season, but so far, these last 2 races, like, I'm glad that Harvick won, because I'm, starting to be a Harvick fan. Not just because he won either. Yeah, or at least they should, at least it should be they keep playing with it. What do you mean on that? Oh, I'm not sure what you're talking about on that. That might have been another thing that I was talking about. Specify what you're talking about there, Dustin. Oh, the schedule? Yeah, no, I think they should keep playing with it. You know, I think the Indianapolis. I personally think that every year, like, they should switch it out. One year they race Indy, like the actual track, and then the next year they race the road course at Indy to balance it out or something like that. There's so many things that I want to say. I actually want to see Xfinity race at Eldora, and I know they could do them cars. They could do the cars at Eldora, just because if they can work with a truck package, they can work with a car package. I at least want to see Xfinity move up to Eldora, but I don't know. I mean, some people don't like that idea because I've seen it. Some people do. I do. I think that cars on Eldora. I don't care if the Cup ever does it. It'd be really cool to see that the Cup cars do it, but I can understand where they don't do it. Like, you know, by that point you're already past dirt racing. You shouldn't be dirt racing at all unless you want to, like, on the weekend, like on the weekdays or something when you have free time. But other than that, I mean, they should keep playing around with the schedule. I completely agree with you on that, Dustin. Alright, hold on. God damn it. Yeah, they should keep playing with the schedule a little more, I think. I think the Homestead races are okay. Like, here's the thing. If I ran NASCAR, I wouldn't necessarily get rid of the chase. I would make the points mean more and try to even it out and stuff. I mean, for the past several years, it normally came up to where it ended up being 4 guys contesting for it anyway, so they just changed it to, like, the final 4 in the elimination. I'm a huge fan of the elimination. It really has brought some really good racing, and I'm a huge fan of it. Let me turn my sound down, my music volume, because I don't want to get copyrighted again. So the reason why I couldn't go live for the past 2-3 days was because I had a copyright strike on my video for Metallica, for playing Metallica on that one. So that's why I just deleted it and re-uploaded it. I didn't have to delete it. Oh god, there's somebody in my car. My bad. I sold this car and there was somebody still in it. Yeah, I think they should keep playing around with the schedule and shit, to be honest. I honestly, I don't even think it's the schedule. Like, a lot of people hate the schedule, and I'm like, no, it's not the schedule. Like, because we've seen, you know, this schedule for somewhat, how many years? They've only added extra things in it recently. The restrictor plates at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I liked it. Last year's race was fucking amazing. Let's be honest, Indy. And I think that instead of fixing the tracks or going to different tracks, I know people want to see different tracks, and that's all great and stuff. And I do too. I want to see a couple different tracks with NASCAR's big circuit, and but it's not necessarily all the tracks, it's the car. Yeah. It's not necessarily the tracks, it's the car. I'm okay with, like, how the car looks. I showed Dustin, you're watching. I showed him, for those that are watching later, but anyways, I showed Dustin, what I think the car should look like. It had the valence on the car, like, not the splitter. I would take the fucking splitter off, and add the valence back on it. I would take the spoiler, raise it a little more than it is, but arch it back like it used to be instead of, like, straight up. I'd kind of have it at a tilt, so it would, you know, kind of. I believe it would make for good racing. I would take the shark fin on the deck lid, I would take that and I would dumb it down a lot. Like, it can still be on there, but I would, I think, take an inch off of it. I would take an inch off of it and all that. And the side skirts, I would lift the side skirts. I'd pretty much make it kind of look like the early 2000s NASCARs with the way that they handled, because I don't know about y'all, but the early 2000s NASCAR it had really good racing, and that was the reason why. And then, like, in 2007, when they came out with the Car of Tomorrow, the COT, and they had the wing on it and the splitter. We still had some good racing. It was just, you could tell that NASCAR was going to a certain direction that I just didn't too much care for. Now, don't get me wrong, do I like NASCAR still, and do I think they can have some good racing? Yeah, no, like, hands down. I believe that the racing is straight up amazing sometimes, but like last year at Indy, that was great racing. Last year at Talladega, the fall race, I even loved the Daytona 500 despite who won or what happened. It was a great race, and I don't care what the fuck anybody has to say about it. I enjoyed that race, and, you know, like, people might bitch at people for wrecking others, but you can clearly see that it was not all Austin's fault. Almirola got bumped, and here's the thing, like, okay, so, and put my controller here, because I feel passionate about this subject. So, Almirola, you could see when Austin gave him a bump going down the backstretch, Almirola got a little loose. When he came back up, Austin was right under him, and it turned him up into the wall. Like, Almirola got loose, man. Like, you just. I like dirt racing, the road course at Charlotte. I want to see that. Shit happens. Yeah, I know. Shit happens. Like, a lot of people, like, don't get me wrong, I don't like the whole Earnhardt godlike NASCAR appraisal. You know, like, I liked Earnhardt. I liked how he raced, but not all the time did I like how he raced other people. You know, like, yes, there's a difference between having respect in racing and just flat out dumping someone. I understand, but Austin didn't flat out dump Eric Almirola. Eric got loose after Austin bumped him because Austin was getting shoved from behind. If you look back at the footage, who was behind him? I think it was either Denny or Bubba. Bubba was pushing him like hell, or somebody. I think it was either Denny or Bubba, but he was getting pushed like a son of a bitch into Eric Almirola. So you can't necessarily blame Austin. You can't blame Almirola fully, and you can't always blame the guy behind Austin. But you can blame them all for separate things. Austin should have let off, but if Austin did let off, he could have possibly been wrecked because the guy behind him was pushing him like hell. And Almirola, he did what he had to do. He had to save it, and he tried doing that, and it led up with him getting turned into the wall. And, you know, people have a problem with that. They're like, oh, you know, Austin flat out. Literally, there is no clean air anymore. You can't just race somebody clean anymore. Like, with all the, like, you look at the Daytona cars, oh my god, one of the problems I had with this year is, for one, they ran single file a lot. I was not a fan of that because that's not how you should race at Daytona or any kind of restrictor plate race. I don't like the single file racing, but then I started thinking, I'm like, hell, they even had single file at Talladega and Daytona in 2007 and 2006. 05, so, like, there's points in the race where single file I'm alright with, but if it's anything else, if it's like the entire race, I'm not okay with it. In this Daytona 500, I give it an 8 out of 10. The other points are because my guy's wrecked, and I hated that, so But other than that, I mean, what can you do? In racing, like Dustin said just now, shit happens, and it always happens for a reason. So there's a reason why Eric couldn't save his car, and Austin won the Daytona 500. You can't help it. You can't. You just can't. Like, it's the same fucking thing that happened with Tony Stewart and Kyle Busch at Daytona in the July race in 2009. Kyle came back up. Stewart happened to be under him, and Kyle fucked himself. I'm not saying that Almirola necessarily fucked himself, but it's as close as it can get, So that's my opinion on it, just in case anybody was wondering. And I believe my opinion, about this situation is really good. So, I don't care if you like my opinion or you don't. It's racing. Get over it. Like, I've seen so many people have the same opinion as me. It's racing. Get the fuck over it. So, but yeah, no, I'm very excited about a lot of things this season in NASCAR, and I hope that they'll bring a good show, and whoever the champion is, I really hope he's well respected and he does respectable shit. I mean, I'm not a big Truex fan, but I still, it still shook me to my core when he won his championship. Because I used to root for him in the Busch Series when he was racing for Junior. And it just it was like that finally, fuck yeah, finally, Martin got it, So I still gave him the win. I don't care what happened. Racing is racing. You get what you get. I'm a fan of the chase at this moment. So I know a few people ain't, but I am. I like the whole elimination Final Four thing, and I'm glad that they kept it for this year, because it seems like every fucking time you turn around, they make changes to the point system. Sometimes needed, sometimes not. I think we have a really good point system already, and the elimination rounds, excuse me, I'm okay with. So, yeah, God damn it. Just shoot this fucker in his face. I have no weapons. Well, I have weapons, but I have no ammo. But yeah, no. But anyways, that's NASCAR, and I guess I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I'm here to talk about anything. Any fucking thing. Wrestling. I didn't get to watch SmackDown last night. I don't know what. Oh yeah, I was hanging out. Plus, our living room TV won't broadcast for some reason. Like, the box is on. You can go through the guide and choose the channels, but you cannot, for the life of you, get the channel to play. I don't know what it is, but every other fucking one in the house is working, and I'm gonna have to watch the race in my room this weekend probably. So, yeah, what can you do? I have two phones currently. Which, the one that I'm using in my old one, that will still broadcast stuff. So what I'm thinking about doing is every now and then live streaming on my other one, and doing it because I have it hooked up to the Wi-Fi. But it's to have, I work with what I have, damn it. Like, if you don't have much, no one should piss on you about it. If you can work with what you have and you can actually give some good content, then so fucking be it. I've seen a lot of these live streams where somebody's just chilling and talking and playing the game in the background and nobody gives a shit. So I plan on doing that shit. Plus, it gets a lot of things off my chest. And if you think I'm going to be talking very political, guess again. I'm not a political person on camera. I just want to sit here and have fun. And that's what I plan to do. So, yeah, anyways, I didn't get to watch SmackDown. So, I have no idea what happened on SmackDown. And, yeah. I don't really care, to be honest. I know John Cena got into the Fatal 5-Way at, I'm thinking now it's a Fatal 6-Way at Fastlane, which I hate because it pisses me off that Cena gets every fucking thing he wants. And, like, he makes these promos like, oh, I don't get anything handed to me. Yes, you fucking do. Like, you straight up. Yeah, he's gonna lose. I mean, he has to, because if they make him win, if they let him win at Fastlane, I'm not gonna watch SmackDown for a while, because he'll be the fucking champion until WrestleMania, and then probably win after that, knowing them. So fuck it, I'm not having that. Quick word from what I want to be my sponsor, Mountain Dew. Right? Just gang up on him. But that would work if this shit was real, Dustin. People would kick his ass. I'd actually like him more if he won, if it was real. You know, I sounded so hick right there. But I would actually like him more if it was real. Because then that means he would earn everything he has. But it's just, I can't do it. They hand him everything. He's like, I gotta earn everything. On paper, you have to earn everything. In real life, Vince is literally like, alright, we'll give you a match. Even if it ain't Vince and it's Shane or somebody going, alright, we'll let you have a match. And you're gonna win it and go on, essentially, you know. Like Roman, yes. Like fucking Roman. Like, if John Cena's not on Raw, he's on SmackDown. And pretty much, if he's on SmackDown, Roman's the Raw equivalent of John fucking Cena. Like, it pisses me off so fucking much. I have... Hold on. Looking at something. I have 10,000 or 18,000? Hell no. Hell no. I'm gonna do some taxi jobs. But anyways, yeah, like, Roman is the Raw equivalent of John Cena. Unless John Cena's on Raw, then we have two John Cenas. And it's just something I hate. And fucking, he's in the main event of WrestleMania again. Unless somebody, unless they change it up to where Brock and him are like, I don't know, the second part or the first half of the show, like, you know, halfway, like the match before halfway, and then the main event's SmackDown. But even then, it would still be John in the main event if he wins the championship. Hopefully, he won't win the championship. I'd kind of get mad. But anyways, I'm gonna watch Fastlane, and I swear to God, if John Cena wins and I have to relive Elimination Chamber with Roman and Reigns all over again, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be super fucking pissed. Like, they don't bring in money at all. Everybody's like, oh, these little kids buy John Cena t-shirts. So what? So what? I don't give a shit. I really don't. Like, those are just kids. They don't know what wrestling is yet. Like, they could watch it, they'd be like, wow, this is really cool. But until you lived in the age of when I grew up, even before that, you'll know what wrestling is at a young age. All this shit's not wrestling. Let's be honest. I love WWE, and I will continue watching no matter what happens, even if it pisses me off. But this shit right here is not complete fucking wrestling. Like, there's much more to it than just having a match and cutting a slight promo. Why would Vince bring back the XFL? Hold on, what was that? Why would Vince bring back the bring the XFL back, and they have no idea about the original Cena? I guess Vince brought the XFL back, well, in 2020, he's gonna bring it back. I guess he brought it back because he feels like that's another, I don't know, like, I would like to see what the XFL is now. He did bring up a good point. I'm not a huge fan of the NFL much anymore. When when I was in seventh, I think it's seventh grade. When I was in seventh grade, I tried out for football in junior high, and I was like, "Oh, this is all right." And then all of a sudden, like during practice, the coach was worried more about how we looked out there than literally, he's like, as long as you don't look like shit, we ain't total losers. No, bullshit. Because if we lose, we're fucking losers. He worried about more of how we looked out there if we lost anyways than how we would look if we won. Like, that's not football. Like, I feel like that's what in the whole shit with the NFL anymore. It's irritating. It's not worth it. It's annoying. I just, no. I just don't want to. I'm tired of it, And just, I guess the XFL is like all American football is what he was talking about. Not necessarily do I believe that, but I guarantee you that I will watch XFL before I watch the NFL, and if the XFL sucks, then I guess football's just not as it used to be. I mean, nothing is what it used to be. Talent has started to be like such a minor thing. Like you can get famous over the littlest of shit anymore, and it's just no, it's annoying. Like you don't even have to as a musician, you don't have to say anything in a song to be famous. Or you just put up words that people have heard 4,000 fucking times. The longest yard. No, remember the first XFL? It was legit football. It was legit football. They had their moments of they had their moments of comedic shit. Like the halftime would have WWF superstars coming out there and putting on a little skit, But other than that, no, it's gonna be actual football. Hopefully not boring. Because I'm not much of a fan of the NFL, like I said, And when I watch their stuff, sometimes I get bored. I get bored watching the NFL. Hopefully, when Vince announces people to play, hopefully I can get hooked on somebody and actually watch it. But I don't know. I mean, I'm a little sketch about the XFL anyways because it originally didn't go well. That's why it wasn't around for so long. But I don't know. We'll see how it is. Maybe things change by 2020. Who knows? There's several things that I'm looking forward to. Some people that know me know that I'm not really a huge movie fanatic anymore. I used to be when I was younger because, we had some damn good movies. But I'm not even a fan of much superhero shit anymore. I'm not. And the reason is every fucking time I turn around, it's the same thing. Yeah, ECW was great, right? But I don't think that WWE can bring that back and it work. I don't. Mainly because, even if they put it in Paul Heyman's hands, it would be a lot better, but you still have to work within the guidelines. You still have to work. I mean, yeah. Sorry, I was focused on something. Vince didn't like it. Vince didn't mind. The early ECWs that Vince didn't like because it was competing with WWF and stuff. But, the ones in 2006 and shit, that was some good shit. But in 2006, when ECW came back, or I think it was 2006, or was it 05? Anyways, Vince didn't mind it so much then because at that point WWE was the grand spectacle wrestling show, and that's legit how it was and what it was going to be. And then he bought it, or well, he took it over. Mainly took it over after the fall, and so shit. They literally had an ECW championship match for those. It wasn't like, alright, it's not necessarily extreme, but let's do this. Like, ECW from 2009 to 2010, or no, 2008 to 2010.